Greetings, brethren of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. This is Cry Aloud Messengers. My name is Stanley Zombe. We welcome you to our channel. We would like to encourage everyone to like and to subscribe and to comment and to give us feedback on these lessons that we post on this channel. Today, our presentation is the Seventh-day Adventist Church as a whole, the Remnant. This is the lesson, brothers, that we want to go deep and hear what the Bible says about the Remnant. We go the Bible on the Remnant. We read from Romans 9 verse 27. It reads, Elias also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. We also read from Isaiah 1 verse 9. It reads, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. We also read from the book of Zephaniah 3 verse 13. It reads, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. We also read from Ezekiel 9 verse 4. It reads, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So, brothers and sisters, we see that from Ezekiel chapter 9, we see that the remnant comes by as a result of this sighing and crying for the abominations that are being done in the midst of Israel. That is the church today. And the book of Zephaniah has already told us that this remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. And the book of Romans also told us that although the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant shall be saved. Brothers and sisters, we know today that according to the church books, the church worldwide, we are about 22 plus million, but yet here the Bible says a remnant shall be saved. And the book of Zephaniah has already told us what kind of remnant shall be saved. We have all seen that these shall not do iniquity, they shall not speak lies, neither a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. Definition from the dictionary. We want to define the word remnant. We want to hear what is the meaning of this word. We read, it says that the definition of remnant is that which is left after the separation, removal, or destruction of a part. Remnant signifies a very small portion or fragment or a small bit. So, brothers and sisters, we see that a remnant comes by after a separation or a removal or a destruction has taken place. So here, this is the very thing, brothers and sisters, that we will see happening within the Seventh-day Adventist Church to bring about this remnant that is outlined in Zephaniah 3:13. Endure to the end. We read from Acts of Apostles, page 535. It reads, looking down through the ages to the close of time. Peter was inspired to outline conditions that will exist in the world just prior to the second coming of Christ. There shall come in last days scoffers, he wrote, walking after their own lust and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3. Not all, however, will be ensnared by the enemy's device, as the end of all things earthly shall approach. There will be faithful ones able to discern the signs of the times, while a large number of professing believers will deny their faith by their works. There will be a remnant who will endure to the end. So here, brothers and sisters, we see from the last line that while a large number of professing believers will deny their faith by their works, brothers and sisters, these they may not say openly, but by their works it reveals that they have been kidnapped by the devil. They have been kidnapped by the evil one. The rejection of the health message, of the dress reform message, reverence in the church. People today in the SDA, they profess to believe in the spirit of prophecy, whilst rejecting it in their works. How they eat, how they dress, brothers and sisters, they are denying the faith that has been passed from our fathers to us. Brothers and sisters, it's a warning that is coming to us, lest we be these scoffers walking after their own lust. Let us wake up, brothers and sisters, and seek for this grace of God that will enable us to put into practice all the truth that have been blessed to us. Here, inspiration has already told us that the remnant are those that will hold fast until the end. These are they that will follow the Lamb, living by the word of God, believing the Bible and believing everything that is written in the spirit of prophecy. The remnant of the Bible. We read from Zephaniah. We've already read from this book. We read from Revelation 14 verses 1 to 5. It reads, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of the harpers harping with their harps, and they sang as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. So, brothers and sisters, we see that the same description of the 144,000 is the same description that we see on Zephaniah 3 verse 13. These shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. This is a prophecy yet to be fulfilled in the sealing of the 144,000 in the SDA church. These, brethren, these 144,000 will be the remnant that will come from 22 plus million Adventists today. Brothers and sisters, remember the book of Romans told us that though the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant shall be saved. This is the remnant that shall be saved alive from the SDA church. These are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he goeth. These are the ones that will receive the seal of the living God, to mark out that separation that we got from the standard dictionary, that removal, brothers and sisters, so that those that will not receive the seal of God, they will perish, as this remnant, the 144,000, takes the gospel to the world during the loud cry period, during the time of trouble, such as never was yet future. We read from Isaiah 66, verse 19, it reads, "And I will set a sign among them. I will send those that escape of them unto nations, unto Tarshish, Pool, Lud, that draw the bow to Tubal and Javan, to the eyes far off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory. They shall declare my glory among the Gentiles." Brothers and sisters, we see here the word of the Lord is telling that he will set a sign among his people today inside the SDA church. This is, brethren, the sign of the purification of the church that is written in Ezekiel chapter 9. And here the word of the Lord is telling us that he will send those that escape that purification unto the nations. They shall declare the glory of God among the Gentiles as they preach these three angels' message. This is the group that will be filled with the second Pentecost as they carry this gospel to all the nations, doing mighty works, doing mighty miracles. And we also read from Prophets and Kings, page 725. It tells us that glad in the armor of Christ's righteousness, the church is to enter upon her final conflict, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, and terrible as an army with banners. She is to go forth into all the world, conquering and to conquer. This is, brothers and sisters, the remnant that is outlined in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 13, the 144,000 without a sinner among them. They will go into all the world, conquering and to conquer, as they preach the loud cry message, as they preach the three angels' message. The remnant is holy. We read from Acts of the Apostles, page 376. It reads, "Notwithstanding Israel's failure as a nation, there remained among them a godly remnant of such as should be saved. At the time of the Saviour's advent, there were faithful men and women who had received with gladness the message of John the Baptist, and thus led to study anew the prophecies concerning the Messiah." When the Christian church was founded, it was composed of these faithful Jews who recognized Jesus of Nazareth as the one for whose advent they had been longing. It is this remnant that Paul refers when he writes, "If the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches." Brothers and sisters, let us not be deceived. The whole church has not failed, brothers and sisters. There are there is a remnant within the SDAs, or within the SDA church, who are following the truth of God, who has even accepted the Elijah's message, who are, brothers and sisters, feeding on all the truths that have been blessed to this denomination since 1844. These are practicing and living by a thus saith the Lord. Brothers and sisters, we know God has blessed this denomination with wonderful truth. But what are we doing, brothers and sisters? We are repeating the history of Israel. Israel as a nation failed, but they remained among them a godly remnant of such as should be saved. Brothers and sisters, today within the Church of God, there are faithful men and women who have not bowed a knee to the allurements of the devil, or in following the customs of the world. Let us wake up, children of God, overcomers, to make up the remnant. We read from Testimonies to Ministers and Gospel Workers, page 445. It reads, "Those that overcome the world, the flesh, and the devil will be the favored ones who shall receive the seal of the living God. Those whose hands are not clean, whose hearts are not pure, will not have the seal of the living God. Those who are planning sin and acting it will be passed by. Only those who, in their attitude before God, are feeling the position of those who are repenting and confessing their sin in the great and typical day of atonement will be recognized and marked as worth of God's protection. Those who, while having all the light of truth flashing upon their souls, should have works corresponding to their avowed faith, but are allured by sin, setting up idols in their hearts, corrupting their souls before God, and polluting those who unite with them in sin, will have their names blotted out of the book of life and be left in midnight darkness, having no oil in their vessels with their lamps. Unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings." Brothers and sisters, it's very clear here that only the people that will compose the remnant are overcomers. They will have overcome the world, the flesh, and the devil. These are they which will receive the seal of the living God. These are they that will compose the remnant. The last church, we read from Christian Experience and Teachings of Ellen G. White, page 242. It reads, "In clear terms, the prophet John speaks of the remnant, or the last church, as those who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus." Revelation 12, verse 17. In another passage, the same writer gives a plain definition of what he means by the testimony of Jesus. When on one occasion John attempted to worship the angel who appeared to him in vision, the angel said, "See, thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God." Revelation 19, verse 10. So, brothers and sisters, we see that this verse, Revelation chapter 12, verse 17, the prior verse speaks of God opening up, doing a strange thing, opening up the earth and swallowing the flood of the devil, as he did in the Old Testament. Yes, but this prophecy will be fulfilled in the words of Ezekiel chapter 9, as God takes down the sinners in the SDA church, those who are committing abominations in his house, they will also be swallowed in the form of the purification of the church, in the slaughter that will take place in the SDA church as God purifies that church to bring about the remnant. Brothers and sisters, the remnant of God, or the last church, this is a pure church without a sinner among them. But the church today, the SDA church, is commingled with wheat and tares. That is the last section of God's church that is being commingled, both wheat and the tares. But the pure church, or the last church of God that will be pure, is this remnant which will keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Conclusion of the matter. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. Those that overcome the world, the flesh, and the devil will be the favored ones who shall receive the seal of the living God. A remnant is a small portion, or that which is left after destruction, which is the 144,000 that will be in existence after the purification of the church. The remnant, or the last church, are those who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ, that is the spirit of prophecy. For more information, you can, brothers and sisters, contact the admins at Cry Aloud Messengers. There are WhatsApp numbers on the screen, or you can write to us, Cry Aloud Messengers @gmail.com. Brothers and sisters, we encourage you to like, to subscribe, to share these messages with our brethren in the church. Brethren, God is about to purify his church. This message should act as a wake-up call to our brethren. May God help us all as we seek for truth as a hidden treasure. God bless.